Week 9 of the NFL season has come to an end. We're over halfway done through the NFL regular season. I know November and December, especially January and February football is the best, but it's kind of bittersweet. We're getting to the playoffs soon in a couple months. But, football is coming close to an end. We're halfway there, man. That sucks. Just thinking about it sucks. And then we have to wait, a few weeks. Scouting combine. A month later, free agency. And then a month later, the draft. And then like a whole 3 months till the preseason starts. And then we have to, deal with preseason. This sucks, man. I know there's a lot of time left in the season, but still, just thinking about it kind of sucks, man. Feels like it was just yesterday I was watching Deshaun Watson and Drew Brees go at it in week 1. Now we're done with week 9. Kind of sucks, but, it's been a good season so far. Let's start off with the first game, though. The Thursday Night Football game. The Niners at Cardinals. The Niners won 28-25. This game was very, very close. If the Niners wanted to prove that they were the real deal, they would have completely smacked around the Cardinals. However, I am a very fair person. I'm not going to hold this against the Niners, because it's a Thursday Night Football game and they traveled to Arizona, so I'm not gonna hold it against them. You guys know how I feel about Thursday Night Football games. The Niners didn't have plenty of time to prepare for this game, and they were on the road and all, so it only makes sense that the game was close. I'm pretty sure if this game was on Sunday, the Niners would have completely annihilated this Cardinals team. Now, surprising thing, man, I was shocked by this. Jimmy Garoppolo had a very, very good game. He actually looked good, and you know how I feel about Jimmy Garoppolo. I don't really think he's all of that. I think he gets carried by that defense. Well, that team gets carried by that defense and that run game, but Jimmy Garoppolo did some things in this game, and if Jimmy Garoppolo can keep playing how he played against the Cardinals, then this Niners team can actually be dangerous. Now let's move on to the next game. Texans at Jaguars in London. The Texans won this game 26-3. The Jaguars were never really in it. The Texans just completely dominated this game from the get-go. The Texans, they get to 6-3. They're going to win their division. The Jaguars, they go to 4-5. And if you would have said that the Jaguars were going to go 4-5 after Nick Foles got hurt, people probably would have called you crazy. But this is where the Jaguars are right now. They're 4-5. They've played most of their hard games already. Nick Foles comes back after the bye week. Their bye week is this week 10. So don't be shocked if the Jaguars with Nick Foles, win some games and go into the playoffs as the 6th seed. So yeah, moving on. Colts at Steelers. The Steelers won 26-24, and honestly, this game came down, even though it came down to a missed Adam Vinatieri field goal, it shouldn't have came to that. The refs, they were dick riding the Colts the whole game. But at the end, you know how that saying goes, ball never lies. Ball never lies. So the Colts, regardless, despite the refs trying to bail them out of yet another game, the ball didn't lie, and Adam Vinatieri missed the field goal due to the laces, pointing towards him. So, yeah. Colts lost. They fall to 5-3. They're probably going to go on a not a huge losing streak because they play Miami next week, but I mean, things aren't looking so good for the Colts, man. They're 4-3 in the conference. They play Houston, Jacksonville, two teams that they're going to lose to. Actually, they played Jacksonville 3 times. They play the Saints, the Panthers. So, yeah, this game against a pretty bad Steelers team was a must-win game for them. Now, even though they're 5-3, things aren't looking so good for them. They're not. I mean, they've won every game by 1 possession. So, yeah, this Colts team, not as good as advertised. And by the way, Jacoby Brissett also got hurt in this game, but I think Brian Hoyer is more dangerous than Brissett. Hoyer actually throws the ball downfield. Yes, he might throw more picks than Brissett, but he also gives you a better chance to make plays because all Brissett does is check the ball down. At least Hoyer gives the Colts a chance to push the ball downfield. Next game, Bears at Eagles. Eagles won this game 22-14. I believe the Bears had like 1 or 2 yards at halftime, man. Like, yikes. Matt Nagy's got to go. Trubisky is a bum. He's got to go. I feel really bad for that Bears defense, man. All that talent wasted. I mean, the Bears are 3-5. Personally, I didn't think they'd make the playoffs this year. And here they are, 3-5. I think their season's over, man. Defense can't carry an offense that only puts up like 2 yards in the first half of games, you know? Eventually, they're going to get tired, and teams are going to be able to have a field day on them because they're going to be tired, like in the fourth quarter. So, yeah, this Bears team, you know how that saying goes, stick a fork in them. The Eagles, though, they're 5-4. They're 1.5 games behind the Cowboys. I mean, the NFC is kind of stacked right now when it comes to the wild card race. I don't think the Eagles can make it in as a wild card team, even though they're 5-4 and there's still plenty of games to go and a lot can happen. Like, I think 4 losses as a wild card team, I feel like they're kind of screwed at that point. If the Eagles want to make the playoffs, they're going to have to win the division, I feel like. I don't think they go in as a wild card team because you got the 6-3 Vikings. You got the Packers at 7-2. You got the Seahawks, I believe, 6-2. The Niners, 8-0. You know, you have all these good teams. The Panthers, 5-3. I don't think the Eagles can make it in as a wild card team. They're going to have to make it in as a division champ. Next game, Jets at Dolphins. Oh my God. How in the world do you lose to the Dolphins? The Dolphins were legit tanking this season, and you couldn't beat them. That's just funny, man. Like, come on. Not only did you get beaten, you got beaten by 12 points by arguably the worst team in the league. The Jets are now 1-7. Their season's been done. Sam Darnold looks terrible. The Dolphins, they're also 1-7. They're no longer in the lead for the number 1 overall pick. I guess they didn't like Tua. Maybe they'll tank next year for Lawrence. I don't know what the Dolphins are thinking, but Jets and Dolphins are both a mess in my opinion. The Jets, don't be shocked if they fire Adam Gase here pretty soon, man. Next game, Vikings at Chiefs. I really wish I could have watched this game. But you know how the NFL is, like they always show lame games, like televised lame games. It's lame, man. This would have been a good one to watch, but unfortunately, didn't get a chance to watch it. The Chiefs, they beat the Vikings 26-23. You're probably wondering, how in the world did the Chiefs beat the Vikings with a backup quarterback? Well, it's pretty simple. They stopped Dalvin Cook. Dalvin Cook had like 70 yards on like 21 carries. That's like 3 yards per carry. That is really inefficient. The Chiefs made Kirk Cousins beat them. And even though Kirk Cousins threw for 200 yards and 3 touchdowns, he's Kirk Cousins at the end of the day. You know, Kirk Cousins, if you ask him to beat you, he's probably not going to deliver, you know. So, yeah, and offensively, well, the Chiefs have, well, Andy Reid has a quarterback-friendly system. I mean, Alex Smith had career years in KC. Patrick Mahomes did what he did last year. And then now you got Matt Moore balling out with that KC offense. It just makes life easy on a quarterback. So, offensively, they put up 26 points. Yeah, it's not the 30 points that Patrick Mahomes puts up, but I mean, 26 points is enough to win most games, and they won against Vikings. The Chiefs currently, they're 6-3. I believe they're the 4th seed in the AFC. And the Vikings, they're also 6-3. I believe they're like the 5th seed in the NFC. So, yeah, I mean, I'm pretty sure both these teams are playoff bound. Obviously, the Chiefs are, but the Vikings, there's less room for error. But the Chiefs can like lose 2 more games and they'll still easily win the division, in my opinion. Next game, Titans at Panthers. Panthers won this game 30-20. This game was never really close to begin with. I mean, Titans just completely got out-coached. Christian McCaffrey was way too much for them to handle. Ryan Tannehill showed why he got shipped out of Miami in this game. So, yeah, the Panthers, they move on to 5-3. They can possibly do something with their season if they keep on playing well. McCaffrey should be an MVP candidate. And as for the Titans, they fall to 4-5 with plenty of hard games left on their schedule. They play the Texans twice. They play the Colts, the Jaguars, Saints, Chiefs. You know where I'm getting at here, man? Like, stick a fork in them. The Titans season is over. Next game, Redskins at Bills. Bills won this game 24-9. I mean, come on. The Bills are 6-2. Man, I like their defense. Say it every week. Josh Allen sucks. This Bills team will be in the playoffs, but they'll get beat by whoever they play in the playoffs. I don't care who it is. I don't care if it's Chiefs, Ravens, Patriots, Texans, Colts. They'll get beat. I don't think this Bills team is legit. They're beating up on trash teams. As for the Redskins, they fought a 1-8. Season's over. Not much to say about them. I mean, they're terrible. They put in Dwayne Haskins, and he hasn't looked so good. But, I mean, he's a rookie, so he'll get better. Next game, Buccaneers at Seahawks. Overtime game. Seahawks won 40-34. A shootout game. Russell Wilson balled out. And, you know, he did Russell Wilson things. Magical things. I mean, they could have won this game in regulation, but their kicker missed the field goals. But, you know, it's fine. Russell Wilson, leading MVP candidate this season, in my opinion, since he is the quarterback. Sorry, Christian McCaffrey, I like what you're doing, but let's be real here. Quarterbacks always win this award, so it's probably going to go to Russell Wilson, and he deserves it, in my opinion. Now, the Seahawks, 7-2. They're probably going to win their division. Sorry, Niners, I don't think you're legit. And Buccaneers, 2-6. I don't know, man. Like, the Bucks, I like the Bucks, man. Not gonna lie, I like the Bucks. Yes, they're not doing good record-wise, but they compete almost every week, and that's because of Bruce Arians, man. Absolutely love him. He's a hell of a coach. I think the Buccaneers got themselves a very good coach moving forward. Now, is Jameis Winston the answer? Probably not, but I mean, they're here at 2-6. They can easily pick up a quarterback in the upcoming NFL draft. So who knows where these Buccaneers go, man, in the future. But I'm liking it. I'm liking it. Next game, Lions at Raiders. Raiders won this game 31-24. I mean, Josh Jacobs did Josh Jacobs things. Matthew Stafford, how he's been doing all season, balled out. People need to pay more attention to Matthew Stafford, man. Like, not many people talk about him. He's a hell of a quarterback. People need to start talking about him, acknowledging him. As far as this game goes, or like these teams go, I feel like they're in the same boat. Above average, not yet good. I feel like they're both 1 year away from being a good team. But I mean, they're both around the same record. The Raiders are 4-4. The Lions are 3-4-1. Both doing way better and both showing way more potential than what I thought coming into the season. So who knows where they go from here? I don't think either team makes the playoffs, especially the Lions, but there are two teams that can definitely beat a playoff team. Next game, Packers at Chargers. Chargers won this game 26-11. Chargers just dominated this game, man. I was shocked. Honestly. I mean, I knew the Chargers were a good team, but they're an extremely injured team. I thought the Packers were a great team. You know, a Super Bowl type of team, Super Bowl caliber team. But the Chargers just completely smacked them around and showed the league, like, hey, you know, we're still here. We're injured, but we're still very capable of taking down these playoff teams. If these Chargers can, you know, get healthier, hey, man, don't be shocked if they go on a little win streak and sneak into the playoffs. Next game, Browns at Broncos. Browns, they suck. They somehow found a way to lose to a backup quarterback. Yikes, man. I feel bad for Odell. He went from Eli Manning, haha, Eli sucks, to Baker Mayfield, who was like, the next best thing ever, according to Browns fans and the national media after last season. And then Baker decides to just be Blake Bortles like 4.0. It sucks, man. Poor Odell. I feel like he deserves better. I feel like he's matured a bit. I feel like Odell in the past would have definitely said something. This year, Odell's been quiet. He hasn't said anything about not being good. He hasn't said anything about not getting the ball as much. He's probably matured, or, maybe he just hasn't reached that tipping point yet. Maybe in the coming weeks, as the Browns keep losing, maybe we'll get something out of Odell, but as of now, he's been quiet. I mean, both these teams, their season's over. The Browns 2-6, Broncos 3-6. Yeah, they're done. Next game, Patriots at Ravens. The Ravens completely smacked the Patriots around. Ravens won 37-20. All I'm gonna say about this game is, this is what happens when you're not playing garbage quarterbacks, bottom 5 of the league quarterbacks. I mean, come on. Case Keenum. Who else did they play? Baker Mayfield, Sam Darnold, Josh Rosen, Josh Allen, a broken Big Ben. Yeah, those have been the type of quarterbacks that the Patriots have been playing this season. And I'm not saying Lamar Jackson is spectacular, because I don't even think Lamar Jackson's a top 10 quarterback in the league. Lamar Jackson just isn't garbage, He's not a garbage quarterback, so this is what happens when you're not playing garbage. That's all I'm going to say on that. Next game, Cowboys at Giants. Cowboys won 37-18. This game was actually really, really close for most of the game. Probably like at around halfway through the fourth quarter. That's when it kind of got out of control. But the Giants, they kept fighting, stayed in there for most of the game, but at the end, what was supposed to happen happened. The Cowboys blew them out. I mean, they're clearly the better team, so this was the expected outcome. So yeah, there's not really much to say. Cowboys 5-3. They'll be fighting it out with the Eagles for the division, even though they have the upper hand right now. And the Giants, well, they go to 2-7. Their season been done. And yeah, those are my thoughts on Week 9 of the NFL season. Comment down below your own thoughts on Week 9 of the NFL season. And yeah, be sure to like and subscribe. Thank you for watching, and I'll catch you guys later. Peace.